Hi there, West Grand community. I just wanted to give you a quick update and let you know where we are as we prepare to launch the school year for 2020-2021. We are just over 2 weeks from the day that our students will come walking back through the doors at West Grand, and we could not be more excited. We also probably couldn't be much more busy. We're really working hard to make sure that all the safety precautions, all the protocols, and everything else that needs to be in place for our students to, first of all, come in through the doors on that first day, but then also to be able to stay here in person, face to face, as long as possible throughout the course of our school year. So in this update, I want to talk about a few things. First and foremost, I want to say thank you. We received so much feedback once we released our plan just about 3 weeks ago. We had a great number of parents who came to our 3 community meetings back on Friday, the 17th of July. And since that time, a great number of emails and obviously a lot of questions. And I completely understand those questions. And we're working hard to make sure we can answer those questions. And if we can't, finding the people who can. Certainly some things have changed in our plan, and I want to share a couple of those things with you today. But then also, we've set up another round of community meetings, and for those of you especially interested in the online program that we're offering through Colorado Digital Learning Solutions, you might want to be available for those meetings. So the things I want to point out that have changed in the plan at this point in time. First and foremost, CHSAA, of course, announced on Tuesday of this week exactly what the plan was going to be in terms of athletics going forward. We now know in Season A, which starts on Wednesday, the 12th of August, that cross country will be the only fall sport that we have going at that time. In the CHSAA plan, and I'm sure most of you have seen it, we have all of our sports still having a season. Now, maybe they're not at the traditional times, but I actually talked to a couple of our kids today, and what they said was, it's okay. We've got our season. We still get to play football, spirit, wrestling, whatever the case may be. Our kids are excited that they still get to have their seasons. Again, maybe they're not at the time we normally would celebrate them, but the bottom line is we get to have those, and that's going to be exciting for us, and it's certainly exciting for our kids. What the CHSAA decision means for middle school and Pee-wee, middle school at this time is going to follow the CHSAA guidelines, but our middle school ADs, ours and the others in our region, are working through what that's going to look like because the middle school schedules don't necessarily follow what the high school schedules are. Pee-wee, I know Pee-wee is making decisions on their own and certainly be looking for them to announce their decisions. The next thing that has changed in our plan relates to the symptom checks. Again, we heard some great feedback from you within the community, and then we actually got some really good information and new updated guidelines. Yes, they change constantly for us, but the new guidelines from both Colorado Department of Education and the CDC recommend that the parents are doing symptom checks at home. So we have, through Parent Square, and we'll launch it very soon, a piece within the app where you can report that you have completed symptom checks and your student is fine, or that the student is having some symptoms and that you'll be keeping your student home. We will perform temperature checks when they come to the school, and our plan is to do that right away as they're coming into the building. We'll have our leadership team and a few others spread at the different entrances we'll use at both the high school and at the K-8. So the process can be very quick and very seamless, but nonetheless, we will still be doing temperature checks here at the school. The other thing, and it's not really a change, but it's rather continuity. As many of you know, the day after we released our plan, Governor Polis released and pushed forward with the mask mandate. Now we know that the mask mandate has an expiration date soon. He may extend, he may not, we don't know. We can't control that. He also said that masks were mandatory for ages 11 and up. We want to make sure that we're protecting everyone and that we're doing the right thing for all. So we're going to continue with masks being an expectation for all of our kids and for all of our adults when they are inside. At this point, under the mask mandate, The only time they can come off will be mask breaks, and then certainly times within the classroom where the teacher is doing things where appropriate barriers are going to exist. So, and those are going to be things that will come out from the individual schools relatively soon. The next thing I want to talk about are community meetings. Again, we had community meetings on July 17th and we had an incredible turnout. So we decided we'd do it again. We know obviously we have some new guidelines, some new updates, and we really have gotten a lot of questions about our online provider, CDLS. So on Monday, which is the 10th of August, at 2 o'clock, and then again at 6 o'clock, we will host community meetings, this time in the K-8 gymnasium. This will allow us to accommodate a lot more people. We can go as many as 50. With the number of us who will be there, that means probably about 40 people would be able to come in at a time. But I'm also going to be adding in Dan Morris, who is the director of Colorado Digital Learning Solutions. He will join us via Zoom for that meeting so that he can answer any questions about the CDLS platform, how it works, all the ins and outs, all those types of things. If you're not able to be there, you can also go to coloradodls.org. They have an FAQ. They have a link on there for what elementary looks like and what secondary looks like. It's really a great resource. They've built out a tremendous amount on that website to give you as much information as possible. As well, your principals are back. The building administrative assistants are back. If you have questions, don't hesitate to call either the K-8 or the high school. Registration has begun. Earlier this week, we sent out a survey, and we have about 120 of you as of the time of this recording who have answered our survey on whether or not you're bringing your student, first of all, back to WGSD, and second, if you are, which so far it's 100% of you who are, and thank you, we appreciate that. Are you coming back face-to-face, or are you wanting to look at the online platform? We really appreciate all that information. Today, you should have also received a link to go in and begin the actual registration process through PowerSchool. If you have any questions about registration, please reach out to Kendra at the K-8 school or Taryn at the high school, and they will help you through the process. I want to conclude with this. We, as I said at the beginning, have been working countless hours to get everything we need, all the PPE for our faculty, masks and separating the desks and everything we have to have, hand sanitizers everywhere you look, to allow our students to come back face to face, to allow our faculty on Monday of next week, the 10th, to come back face to face. My ask is that we as a collective group, as a collective community, do everything we can to help prevent the spread of this disease so that we can stay in person throughout this school year. Our kids deserve it. We want to stay in person, but ultimately it's not our decision. We have to help. We have to do our part. Together, I know we can. Together, we can come back into our schools on the 24th, and we can keep that going through the entire year, because together, we are West Grand. If you have any questions, please reach out and ask me, shoot me an email, give me a phone call here at the district, whatever the case may be. I look forward to hearing from you. Hopefully we'll see a lot of you on Monday at either 2 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the K-8 gymnasium. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and thank you so much.